Hey, hey, Poodle family, here we go. We are live. That's right. You saw it. You see it. We have the one and only Sasha back today. And this is my favorite part, my favorite way of doing episodes because all I do is I sit back, I listen, and just hear all the great things that we're doing. This is whenever we have this opportunity to get one of our incredible admins and our people that work behind the scenes gives us an opportunity to see the direction the project is going in, which is really awesome. It's a huge opportunity for all of us. Because this is one of the things that we don't always get a chance to do, especially if you're in the back end and you don't get to, you're maybe just an investor, and you don't always know, okay, can I trust this project? What direction is it going in? What are the things that I need to know about? And so you can follow, on the telegrams, you can do all of that stuff, which you should do. But you also should be able, kind of get a feeling of, all right, does this project have a direction? Is there more to it? And so you know how to support it, right? And we know, okay, is there value in it? Where is it gonna, what potential is there? And I think we see this with a lot of the meme tokens throughout that have come up, and what they sell hype and not actually a product, not actually a deliverable. And that's the cool thing. And you've probably started to see over this last week a lot of teasers go out about some killer things that Poodle is doing. And I'm really excited about it. And we're going to sit back and we're going to learn today and just have an incredible conversation. I know the chats are closing on the back end in the Telegram, so you come in here and you listen to this. I've got the chat ready. This is incredible. So I'm gonna see, if Sasha, if you're ready and you're here, go ahead and unmute yourself, and I'll bring you in. If you're still doing some other stuff, I understand, and I'll just keep talking. But let me see here. Let me get our Zoom window going, and boom, there we are. And Sasha, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Joe. Great to be
Hey,
here again.
oh, good to have you on. And I'm assume, can everybody hear? I'm going to look in the chat, make sure everybody can hear you. I know they can hear me. But tell everyone again, just kind of who you are, what your role is with the Poodle Project.
Okay, so I'm Sasha. My background is in 25 years plus in tech. So that's everything from startups through to corporate. My roles have varied. So some have been in the initial, in the early days were more of a salesy marketing kind of a role. Moved on to account manager, account director, corporate client manager, that kind of thing. So, but always working with a range of businesses. So from two-man companies who manufacture widgets that go into a Nissan car, and their manufacturing system is important, right through to global software companies. So I've worked with Microsoft, Oracle, Infomix back in the day, those types of guys, selling products, services, infrastructure, and basically making the businesses that I worked for punch above their weight. Mm-hmm. And I remember back in, this is 15 years ago now, but I remember doing contracts that were the equivalent of the turnover of the entire business at the time. So I've always been about helping, as I said, small businesses, small teams, punch above their weight and be on an equal footing with some huge businesses, and do that through two methods really: work hard but work smart. Mm-hmm. Put the effort in where it's needed, but don't, if something's not working, don't keep banging your head against that wall. So look for new avenues, be innovative, be creative, don't follow the herd, all those types of things. And I think I'm trying at least to help Poodle move along a similar route in terms of, I look back a few months ago, excuse me, and 90% of the tokens that were launched about the time we were have either rug pulled or they have absolutely nothing tangible in the works. They're never going to go anywhere. They may have, pumped a little bit on hype as Poodle did in the beginning, but we're moving from the hated term shitcoin to real utility token. And there's a number of strands to that, and a number of avenues that we're pursuing to make that happen. One thing that I wanted to do today is I'm conscious of the fact that, as we say where I come from, I can talk the hind legs off a donkey. So I'm happy to answer any questions that either you've got, anybody in chat's got, or anything like that. We could do kind of a Q&A. From an update perspective, there's a few things if you want me to run through that.
Yeah, let's hear. There's been teasers out there. We've been seeing the VR, the AR types of stuff. So let's talk about that. What is that? What's this?
Yeah,
this is fun stuff.
Yeah,
this is the fun stuff.
It is fun, and I've had a lot of fun playing with it over the past few weeks. The interesting thing is the pace of Poodle at the moment. It's literally a mile a minute, and I'm full time on Poodle. I don't do anything. Don't do anything else. I'm in a great position where I can do that, and even out last night on the beach shooting video of the latest version of the app then, but we have another version coming today. This is how fast things are moving with these the things that we're building. So at the moment, and probably the version that you'll see will be a downloadable kind of a trial version for everyone. So at the minute, the beta is only on Android, but we will be porting to iOS very quickly. So they'll be able to download the app from our website. So we'll put a page up with instructions and a link. And once they download the app, they will then be able to pin. Well, we've got two 3D, fully 3D augmented reality NFTs in there. So you basically can look through your camera and press your screen, and you pin. You'll see a yellow square, which is which shows you where you want to pin the object. And the bigger it is, the bigger the object will be. So it kind of scales. So you can put the tiniest poodle on top of your fridge and a huge spinning coin in your kitchen or on the beach or above your neighbor's house. And there's a novelty value to that, but this is the beginning of a path that we're going down, because this is obviously exciting from an NFT perspective. Guys are out there paying thousands for pictures of stickmen. These NFTs are very, very high quality. They're fully 3D. They're in augmented reality, which means you look through your camera, you see them basically in the real world. I got some footage yesterday of my own dog running between a spinning poodle and a spinning coin,
Nice.
Which you'll probably see on a video at some point in the next 24 hours. But it's just it's cool. I'm a little bit of a tech nerd, so it appeals to me. It will appeal to the NFT community because they love novelty and people and rarity. For example, there aren't many people doing this, and there's certainly no one anywhere near our size of a token doing something like this. So the NFTs will be the version that we're going to allow people to beta test will have slightly limited functionality, because obviously we're not just giving away the NFTs. The NFTs will be for sale, and there will be a full gallery of accessorizable. So you'll be able to choose your own colors, your own color, your flesh, your own color hat, your boots, your own color, shirt, pants, all that kind of thing. That's just on the Poodle model. There'll also be different versions of the Poodle spinning coin logo, going from silver through to gold and copper or bronze or whatever, and they will have different rarity values. And this really leads into the gaming element that's coming for Poodle. So the next stage is to move into geocaching. So it won't just be your NFTs on your phone that you'll be able to see through our app. You will be able to see NFTs that we have pinned in certain geographical locations through the app. Find one, find a yellow one, you get an NFT. Find a green one, you get, a billion Poodle. Nice. Find the gold one, you get 10 billion Poodle, or you get one of our ultra rare NFTs. And that's kind of the area that we're moving into from a gaming perspective, just on one small band. Don't forget, we've also got 4 other games and utilities in development.
Wow, this is fantastic. So a couple of quick questions. So I've got 2. Hopefully I remember them. First one though is, why our own app? Why our own app? There's plenty of different virtual reality type of things you can that are even maybe built into an iPhone. So why our own app? And then the second part is talk then a little bit about the growth of NFTs, because what's really interesting, I remember when Poodle, we put out the very first little, the Poodle in the flying space, flying car, and I bought one of the very first, the first day it came out, and now you just see this NFT phenomenon just come around the globe, and the way it's grown is just fantastic. So, 2-parter: why our own app, and then talk about just NFTs, the way you see this, the future of it, and the growth of it for Poodle.
Okay, well, our own app for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it differentiates us. It shows that we are building our own products. We are not hype. We are not this is coming, that's coming, that's coming. We're showing that we're actually delivering products, and that sets us apart from 99% of the projects on the BSC. Sure, we can buy a coin wallet off the shelf, but why would anyone want one? You've got Trust Wallet, you've got MetaMask. Why would you really want a Poodle branded wallet? It's apps like that are easy to buy. Apps that are built from the ground up, like ours has been, are unique, and it sets us apart. It also means that, and these are things that are coming in. One thing that I would say is, so what will be released will be the beta. Anyone who buys an NFT will get the app with the full functionality as it is now, but they will also get lifetime upgrades of the app, and we have so much more to build into this, so much more. So there will be eventually, and when I say eventually, I don't mean next year, I mean this is running at a mile a minute. So we'll have a link directly to MetaMask or to Trust Wallet and to galleries on OpenSea, where you can directly buy the NFTs through the app. You can buy them from our website, etc., etc., etc. Some of the new features as well will allow you to mix and match the NFTs from a drop-down menu. So if you own 10, you choose which one you want to pin. You want to pin one in the bathroom, one in the bedroom, or you want to put one on the beach, or all those kinds of things are interesting functionality that will be added. So anybody that buys one on day one, don't worry, because you will get lifetime upgrades of the app. And in terms of the NFT market itself, it's interesting because I sell NFTs, normal NFTs. I've got another small business. I've sold a few, and I've made some interesting ones. And what's interesting to me is 6 months ago, the NFT market was red hot, and I call it NFT 1.0. So these are static pictures, so a picture of a picture basically, but you own the rights to it on the blockchain. Someone's created it, and it's linked to a token, or it's linked to a coin. So as that coin goes up in value, so does your investment, because you've got an NFT that was bought for 1 ETH. You're not going to sell it for half an ETH tomorrow. You're going to sell it for 1.1 ETH or 1.5 ETH or whatever. So as the value of the coin grows, so does the value of the NFT. And NFTs absolutely exploded even on, as I said, mainly just static pictures. What we're doing is ushering in the era of NFC 2.0, which is, 3D, what will ultimately be interactive NFTs. So the poodles that you see will ultimately, you'll be able to buy, an accessory, so you'll be able to buy a food bowl and feed your poodle. Manage your pet, you'll be able to buy a jacket for it, a collar, whatever you want. And the accessories will be, will be rare. You have different rarities as well, which is what people like. The other thing about our app is it's not going to be all about poodle, so we can mint anything through the app. So it doesn't have to be a picture of a poodle. It can be, as our resident in-star NFT maker Moose posted in the room today, the snow globe. Yes, it had poodles in it, but it gives us avenues and opportunities to expand our reach and use case beyond Poodle onto other chains, into other areas, but always with a vision of bringing those people towards us, because it's a Poodle app. It increases our reach. I mean, in the NFT market, I know that was the second part of your question, has absolutely exploded. I saw some figures today, and I think that was on Solana, which is they just hit $100 million transacted in the last 3 months on their NFTs on their chain. So obviously the ETH ones, OpenSea, Wearable, all these marketplaces are transacting huge volumes of value via NFTs. So the NFT element for us is a two-parter. One, it's about the NFTs themselves and us having our own branded app, which is ours. You're not going to see Shiba coming out with it tomorrow. You're not going to see Hodge with a version of it tomorrow, or in the next 6 months, for example, or whatever, however long it would take them. But it's something that we've worked on. We've been working away hard behind the scenes to bring out, and ultimately people will see the value of it. It's interesting because it also links into the collaboration that we did with the Nikes. So that there will be, I suspect, other virtual AR wearables that will be coming out from Poodle. Well, I don't just suspect that, I know that, so I'll tell you that. So we will have shirts. We will have, I don't know if you saw the skin that Moose showed on Snapchat. So the AR skin. Yeah, so we'll have versions of those types of things as well in AR. So you will be able to look at your friend walking down the street and they'll be fully clothed in some gear that we've helped to create. And it entices creators to come towards our community as well, because they will see that they can get value by developing things in and around the Poodle ecosystem. It's all about building an ecosystem around Poodle. If you don't have that, all you have is a token and you're trading on, will it go up, will it go down, will it not? What percentage can I get back on it? If you start to build an ecosystem around a token, then the token itself benefits from the people who would probably never usually come into the token, but just from a different tangent. No, and that's exactly what I've always been saying, right? Our success is in all of us investing into our brand and not just trying to run is it going up, is it down? And that's what I really like and I appreciate about what you're doing. So to kind of ask, what drives you? Because it would have been really easy, 6 months ago. Well, all the early, meme coins took this kind of spike and then this dip, right? And it would have been really easy to just say, okay, that was fun, whatever. But now it takes you 6 months behind the scenes to work on something. What drives you to invest that much time
to now still keep showing that we're moving forward, because it was really hard. And we all know we went through a lot of hard times going from V1 to V2 and all these other things that could have been so many places where you called it quits, but you didn't. What is it? What is it that drives you?
Well, I mean, hats off to guys like P and to Moose and the rest of the guys who really fought through the hard period of the FUD from Whitebit and the transition and all that kind of thing. And that kind of effort is sometimes soul destroying. Mm-hmm. I mean, from a personal perspective, what drives me is a responsibility to the community and to our investors and legitimacy. You know, I'm a real guy, you know, mm-hmm. I'm a real honest, hardworking guy.
Uh-oh, I lost your audio. Oh no. Are you back? All right, I seem to have lost the audio. Let me see if I can get it back.
If I wanted to leave Poodle now, I couldn't, because I literally eat, sleep and breathe Poodle. It obsesses me in terms of the amount of possibilities we have as a token. I mean, we've talked about the AR stuff that's coming out. I mean, don't forget we also have another game which is, you know, I would say 80% finished. You saw previews of it in the early days, then it kind of went quiet a little bit, but we've got Poodle Rocket. We've also got in development a side-scroller 2D shooter game, which will have NFTs as rewards and maybe some tokens for getting to a certain level or beating a final boss or all those kind of things. The characters themselves will be NFTs, so you can buy power-ups or you can buy an NFT and play as a certain character. There's a mystery game which I won't talk say any more about, just that you will need to be a Poodle holder to play it. Nice. That's it. That's all I can say. And then we've got the ultimate utility, which is Wood Chipper, which is going to give value to rugged tokens. You know, so we're setting ourselves apart. I mean, even we've literally only been around 6 months, and I look at some tokens that are really taking off now, and I look at when they started, and it's 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Some of these guys have been around. Mm-hmm. We are moving at a mile a minute at the moment, and you know we've had a little bit of turbulence along the way, but we've got so much going on. I mean, even down to another angle, the charity angle of our process. Yeah. So many of you may know, many of you may not know. You know, October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I had a great conversation with Kristen, who you had on the show a few episodes ago, over at Canines for Kids, and we've worked out a plan for our October charity drive, which will be 50% split between the Breast Cancer Awareness Charity and 50% split between Canines for Kids. And for that, you'll see a new version of the Nikes, which are now actually worth, you know, because of the price of ETH, which were worth $400, will now be worth $700. That's how NFTs work. And we're working on making that accessible to a wider base than just the crypto community. So trying to bring people from outside Poodle into us or into our sphere using the charitable angle, for example. So there are an awful lot of people out there that don't know anything about crypto. I tell you what, this is no lie. I had a call 20 minutes before the show from my mom. Yeah, my mom said to me, "I've got a friend that lives in Tennessee." She said, "We're really good friends. She knows about what you do. I've been talking to her, and she wants to invest $1,000. Can you facilitate that for her?" You know, there are an awful lot of people out there that like what they hear. They see us as a legitimate project. That's the key. The key is legitimacy, and that's what drives us. And you know, throughout my career, sure, I've failed on a number of attempts of campaigns within a project, but I've never failed on a project. Put it that way.
Yeah.
So you try things. Does it work? Yes, no. You know, what's the response? And you find the things that do work, and you focus on those areas through you know, to a certain degree, trial and error, but informed trial and error. You know, we're not jumping on the bandwagon of NFTs. We're innovating with NFTs. Our NFTs are not like, you know, the NFTs that are out there. They're you know, there are very few people, and certainly none within our sphere, that are doing these kind of things. And again, there's some promoters when I, you know, 4 months ago, when we were talking to promoters, they were like, no, we can't accept Poodle. You know, you've got to pay us in BNB, or you've got to pay us in Bitcoin, you know, if we're going to do anything from a marketing perspective with you. Now I've got the same guys coming to me in DM and saying, I'm buying Poodle. You know, we no word of a lie. I had a guy today, you know, we see the amount of work that you're doing. You guys deserve to have $1 billion market cap. You know, you're trustworthy. We see the amount of work that's happening with the project. And that's a great thing from a personal perspective to see, because I'm the one that first went to these guys and said, we want to try and do this. You know, will you take Poodle? And they said no. So it's a little bit of validation. You know, whilst other projects are falling by the wayside, we're still here. We're working hard. We're dedicated. And, you know, come hell or high water, we will make this work.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love that. You know, I think I might have lost your audio again. I don't know if we lost your audio. But so another question for you then is, if we were to do the, you know, the crystal ball of what do you think, and this is my opinion, do you think the meme token phenomenon, whatever, the curiosity is going to die and then have different purpose like this? Like the only ones that will survive are those who do something special? Or where do you see that going? How can we continue to stay on top, even moving, say, last week's show, I told everybody you need a 5-year outlook, right? You got to look at this as an investment. Well, you're moving at a mile a minute, which means we got great things coming out now, great things coming out in 3 months, 6 months. Crystal ball, 5 years from now. How does that keep innovating? And I know you don't, you know, who knows where things will be. But what do you think the entire crypto market will look like, the meme token market look like, and specifically Poodle, if you could even guess?
See, I mean, it's such a difficult question because, I mean, without being specific, you know, I saw some guy buy a McDonald's in El Salvador yesterday with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to me, that's great. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to buy a McDonald's with Poodle, but, you know, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Yeah. We are looking at so many different options behind the scenes as well. Moose, you know, kudos to Moose, who's looking at various bridging options and how we can get the best out of other networks. Because the BSC is great. It's great because it's low cost. It's great because you know, there are lots of opportunities on there. But for example, we're looking at minting some NFTs on the BSC, which will be a new thing for us. So we don't have to pay in Ethereum. The buyers don't have to pay $200 gas fee to buy a $50 NFT, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if I could tell you where we'll be in 5 years, 6 months, I could tell you where we'll be in 5 years. I mean, the only thing I can say is that anybody that thinks, you know, metal coins and paper notes is the future is severely mistaken. Crypto is here. It's here to stay. There'll be ups, there'll be downs. There'll be ups and downs with Poodle. But you know, I'm at the stage now where sure, I look at the price. Does it bother me? No. And that's not to be flippant, because I understand that, you know, this is real people's money, real people's investments. But everybody coming into this should understand that this is a project and it's not a flip. It's not an overnight. You know, we've never promised and never will promise to moon you tomorrow. What we promise is that when you check back in 6 months, 12 months, you will see, you know, fundamental products and utility from this token that will drive the price.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, on the meme coin front, meme coins. I saw a thread on 4chan of all places a few days ago, and it wasn't written by anybody in the team. It was written by someone else, and you know, they said, should I look at Poodle? Should I buy Poodle? Because I've looked at 90% of the meme coins that came out around the same time, and they've either worked or they have dribbled away to nothing and are doing nothing and never will do anything. They see the social media activity of Poodle. They see the fact that we've still got over 30,000 holders on DEX, plus who knows how many on centralized exchanges. They see that we're bringing out books. They see that we're innovating. They see that we're, you know, trying every avenue we can to be legitimate, which is what we are, and that's what we're trying to get across. The difficulty is we have baggage going back to Whitebit and all that kind of nonsense. You know, where people were screaming rug pull or you know, I've lost this, I've lost that. Well, that, you know, hit us hard. It's kind of around now, from my perspective, is the start of the beginning. It for real. You know, we pumped on hype. Now we're going to pump on products, and we're going to pump on utility, and we're going to pump on ecosystem, and we're going to pump on all the great ideas, on all the great things that we've got coming from Poodle. And these are not empty promises, as you'll see. You know, the beta of this app will be delivered in the next 24, 30 hours. I can't remember what time I set now, but, you know, in the next day or so, people will have something. Android users will be able to use it, basically.
Nice.
Then, you know, days later, we can have an upgraded version. You know, it's moving so quickly, and we've got such a great team behind the scenes that anything's possible. The crypto market as a whole is huge, and it's going to only get bigger. You know, so I think there'll be a realignment. To be fair, I mean, I've been watching the price of Ethereum market cap against Bitcoin, and I think part of the drop over the last few days is people realigning where they keep. And I'm talking about big players, you know, institutional investors and whales and those kind of people, kind of readjusting where their value sits. Because as you spoke about, I think last week or the week before, you know, you can invest in Bitcoin, great, but you might get a 4 times out of it. You know, it may peak at $200,000 at sometime in the next few years. If you're looking for something where you're a small investor and you don't have, if you've got $1 million and you want to make $2 million, then you might invest it in something of that size. If you've only got $500 and you want to make $100,000, then you have to look lower down the food chain. And you know, I don't even think we have a token number, but you know, we are in that category. But out of all of the tokens in that category, and I'm not just saying this because I'm part of the team, I'm saying this because I watch what's happening around us and people and the tokens around us. You know, no one's doing the things we're doing. You know, no one has the strength of product that's coming out. No one has the utilities that we've got that are coming out. So it's hard to say, but up. Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I think this is fantastic. Just another question, everyone. You know, when I do my solo shows, I like to talk about economics. So I want to get in a couple economic questions for you. Using Poodle as a currency. So will we be able to buy these NFTs, the apps, all these things using Poodle? First question there, or will we have to use, you know, Ethereum or whatever?
Well, it's interesting. I've been having a conversation about that. I think the answer will be all of the above. So, obviously, the biggest marketplaces for NFTs and the biggest chains for NFTs are, you know, probably going to be Ethereum, BNB on places like OpenSea or Rarible. But we also want to make it so that our community members can use their Poodle to buy some. Or even we're looking perhaps at rewarding our holders with an NFT as well, which would be interesting. so that you have to have Poodle to get it, but you will get one, and we'll give you it, and with that you'll get a version of the app and lifetime upgrades. And then if you want to buy any more, you will either be able to buy them directly with Poodle. We're right as we speak looking at minting on the BSC, but other people from outside the project will also be able to buy them in Ethereum or BNB or whatever their preferred currency is. So the answer is all of the above, and things are changing by the minute in terms of how fast we're moving. I initially expect it to be a mix, so maybe a few will be available on the website for people to buy in Poodle, and then there will be others that are available on OpenSea and on Rarible. But what we're moving towards, and this all morphs into the ultimate project, which is Woodchipper, will be minting NFTs in Poodle, buyable in Poodle, tradable in Poodle. And that's kind of the ultimate end goal. Part of the reason we're releasing the beta is so that people can see progress. Mm-hmm. They can see tangible advancements from the project. We could wait another 6 weeks, whatever, wait until it's on the App Store or the Play Store or whatever, and say, hey, great, we've got this new app. But we want our users to play with it, to beta test it, to get their hands on it, to break it. Tell us what's wrong with it, tell us what needs fixing, tell us what we can do to make it more either enjoyable to use, or if there's problems on particular devices or whatever. So all that feedback will be great, and all that will be fed into the ultimate product, which will then be put onto the Play Store, the App Store.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of the beta release, and that's not a long process. We're not talking months here. Once we make those changes, we can publish something on the Play Store inside 48 hours. It's not a long process.
Yeah, no, I love that. And so just for some of the listeners here, to put this in perspective, if we had, or let me rephrase that, when we have NFTs and things that you want to trade and purchase, or, the virtual world where you're buying things, trading things, using, people buying within Poodle, because of our distribution, imagine if you bought into, baseball card collecting or comic book collecting, and you just bought in and you got paid every time other people traded and other people bought other things using the commodity and using their money for it. That's really what's going to end up happening here. And that's what's fantastic, is this ability for, as the craze is built and as the craze of Poodle goes up, we can now continue to grow ourselves and grow your own bag based on other people's hype. And that's fantastic. That economically is great for us. It also, just for the individual investor who gets in early now, as Sasha, you said, just early in, this is the time where it's nothing but up, and it's nothing but original. And I think this is what I've heard throughout everything that you've said. Up to this point, a lot of the meme coins and tokens have kind of all done the same thing. They've ridden a hype train. They've kind of, hey, we've done a little of this. We're good. We're better. Look, we came out with a cool meme, or hey, whatever. But this is basically saying this is a unique product. This is a unique coin. This is a unique, I love how you said, an ecosystem. And that's what's fantastic. So I love it. Sasha, do you want to just give us some final words, for our investors, for the people who are following the token, and for that, so I'll let you close that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just throw one little teaser out there for you on what you just said. You're absolutely right. So the end point where people are trading NFTs, buying NFTs in Poodle, how about if a certain percentage of that Poodle, of the sales of the NFTs, was burned? Think about that as well. Yeah. So as well as the distribution of 1% of all the trading, all the Poodle being trading when people buy and sell, then a percentage of the sales of the NFTs that comes in Poodle is burned. So we burn faster, we decrease supply, it improves, the value of the token that way as well. So that's another option that's been currently evaluated and looked at. But I think it would be, certainly a great. I don't know the percentage, but it's certainly be a great idea. And in terms of closing words, it's kind of the same as the opening words. We are running at a mile a minute. Things change by the second in terms of how fast this project is developing and advancing. I'm getting new versions of the app to test, and then I have to go out and shoot some different footage for a video that I'm putting together, which will come with the launch. We've got an Amazon store, which is about to be a reality, where you'll be able to buy physical merch as well. But not through it. Our website will display some of it, but we'll have the store on Amazon. So, and what about if they linked to virtual? If there were links on Amazon of, let's say you want to buy a Poodle t-shirt, a physical Poodle t-shirt, but you also got an NFT version of it with your purchase, but it's on Amazon, so it links in that way as well. So there's so many possibilities, so many things we're doing to improve the foundations of this project, that it's mind-blowing in terms of where we've come from, where we're going to, and how fast we're going to get there. So for all the investors, thank you for holding. Thank you for being the pillar of our foundation, and we're doing everything we can not to let you down, and we won't let you down. I won't fail, Moose won't fail, P won't fail. This project is 100% legitimate. It's safe. Well, people get rugged around us. Well, people, invest in tokens that are nothing but vaporware. We're actually doing things, and those things are coming to fruition. And on that note, I shall leave you.
Yeah.
So, again, happy to come on anytime you want me to give updates or regular, progress reports, that kind of thing. So if you're ever short of a guest 1 week, give me a shout, and I'll be happy to talk too much again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. This was fantastic. I know that everyone enjoyed hearing this, not just for the what's coming, but just, every time I listen to you and I listen to the admins, is the heart you have behind the project, the heart that we see of just a care about, let me flip off this. So, and maybe you all felt the same thing as me. There is just a care for this token. There's a desire and kind of a drive, is probably the right word, to do something unique, to change the NFT world, to change the token world, to change the crypto world. And that, to me, is what makes this special. And you realize, when I did episode 1 15 weeks ago, there was none of this that I could have shared, right? And so if you realize our community and our incredible community, and now how we've continued to grow that, and now that it's becoming something even more unique and creating, this is like, to me, it's like Club Penguin on steroids here. This is just crazy to see all of this. So I'm really excited about it. I really hope that you all, I'm going to say, this is the time to double down and buy in more, because I can only imagine where we're going to see this. My 5-year and mental kind of vision you have to be a good investor, which is normal economics, has just been proven more today. So imagine that. Imagine if you buy these NFTs now, how valuable they're going to be later when this brand is really kicking up too. So there's some great investment opportunities around just across the board with Poodle and the Poodle brand. So that being said, everyone, I'm going to leave you be. We'll see you next time, Poodle family, next week, and you have a great one. Take care.